What's good, y'all? Welcome back. Welcome back to another AFL video today on this lovely Tuesday, man. We're the toughest, the mofos, the toughest, the baddest, absolute roughest players in AFL history. Shout out to Make Rain Productions. Our credit goes down. So we are finna check it out. We are finna see what's on. I enjoy it. Now listen, I know we just had like the AAMI community series going on. I did watch some of like the highlights. I did see Brisbane play. I seen some like Gold Coast, seen some of Geelong, stuff like that. But season's right around the corner. Season is right around the corner. It's gonna be a good season. It's gonna be a fun season. I cannot wait to get started with that as always. Hope you guys are doing good and amazing, doing very well. Don't forget to like the video and sub as well, boys and girls. Let's start. You see? I ain't talking after that.
Being tough is a concept that has many different
We're going straight
factors,
into it.
and being tough can mean many different things. In the AFL, it can mean always getting up after you're pushed down. It can mean being an enforcer and someone who people would not want to mess with, and it can mean playing through injury and challenges for the greater good of the team. I wanted to unpack this a little further, so in today's video I'm going to be counting down the top 10 toughest players in AFL history. These are players from the AFL era too, so 1990 to present day. And obviously tough is a bit of an abstract idea, so I'll try and take all factors into account on this list.
Ooh.
Make sure to like if you enjoy, follow the Discord and TikTok, and subscribe, as only 9% of you guys are actually subscribed, and I'd really appreciate it. But without further ado, let's get into it. And first we have some honourable mentions, with those players being Lenny Hayes, Jude Bolton, Damien Hardwick and Campbell Brown. All tough players on their own, but just not enough.
Damien Hardwick seemed like he was tough though.
And speaking of the top 10, kicking it off with Nick
Oh
Freewell.
my god! Jesus Christ! What the hell?
To make the top 10. And speaking of the top 10, kicking it off with Nick Freewell. Playing his whole career at St Kilda, he was known for his relentless attitude, every fan becoming very well acquainted with one of the most courageous marks of all time. Overcoming adversity at every turn, Nick was well practiced in his commitment to the game and his intense work rate. Campbell Brown, another tough player by the league standards, noted Riewoldt's work rate in his leading ability and general motor, saying he came off the field nearly physically sick after defending Nick. It's also worth noting that due to a condition, Riewoldt's knee would swell up after every game, and he would have to get fluid drained out of it. But without fail, come the next week, he was out there giving his all and dominating his opponent.
That's
Next
crazy.
up with Byron Pickett landing at the 9 spot.
Byron
a 10-year
Pickett, we
career
know
that
about
spanned
him.
across 3 teams and 204 games, Pickett was seen more as a rough and tumble enforcer. He was built like a brick wall, and any attempts to body or fight him were bound to fail. His slightly dirty nature and hits off the ball are a reason that he doesn't rank as highly.
Oh my
On the game,
god!
brute strength
Is that legal?
Undeniable. It's also worth noting his Norm Smith medal in 2004 as a major part of Port's one and only AFL premiership. Similar to Barry Hall, I'm sure opponents were very wary when lining up on Pickett come Saturday. He broke Brendan Crummel's nose in 1999 with a bump and was suspended for 6 weeks in 2005 for knocking out James Begley. A crash and bang player, Pickett brought strength and brute force to AFL in the early 2000s. Mark Rashudo comes in at 8th. An 8-time All-Australian and a Brownlow medal and premiership winner, Rashudo also experienced a lot of success due to his tough and hard-nosed nature. With an uncanny ability to charge into packs and exit cleanly with the footy, Rouge's toughness was also backed up by his silky skills in a contested setting. He was integral in establishing the Adelaide Crows as a respectable organisation within the competition, and his ability to win the ball under pressure stood out in these scenarios. The combination of both attributes is similar to a number of successful players in the modern game.
Oh my god! Bro, what are these hits? What are these hits, though? Bro, these hits are... Oh my... Bro, the crazy thing is, like, it's like... The hits don't even seem like they're really, like, the part of, like, the play. They're just, like, off-the-ball hits. Jeez, I don't care. I don't know if I could do AFL. I don't know.
His ideal talent.
I don't know.
Rashudo went hard at the ball and showcased his pure skills. These abilities becoming a deadly combination. A player who I didn't know much about until I started researching for this video, Glenn Archer comes in at 7th. Archer had a reputation as one of the most courageous players ever to step foot on an oval. As a defender, he played the game with an unwavering respect for his teammates and his goal of putting everything on the line to win. His career started off slowly, but over time he added considerable size, gaining 16 kilograms and becoming, quote, a human tank. It's noted that Archer won the Robert Rose Award for most courageous player 6 times in 9 years between 1998 and 2006. He He won a Norm Smith medal and was a 2-time premiership player with the Kangaroos in the late 90s. He played on some of the best forwards of all time and minimised their impact, throwing anything and everything at his opponents to secure a win. In at 6 we have another underrated player, Beau Waters. A career plagued with injury and unfortunate circumstances, but also huge triumphs. He wasn't held back by his injuries in his ability to accomplish greatness, and the toughness of him is mainly viewed through his resilience through tough times. He missed the whole 2005 season with injury and was hit by a taxi that same year, injuring his lateral ligament. Waters then played an integral part in the Eagles' 2006 premiership run, receiving a Norm Smith vote in the grand final. He suffered an elbow injury in 2008 and then re-injured it in 2009, missing a year and a half of footy.
He got beat the heck up.
And finished 3rd in the Eagles' best and fairest. A tale full of injuries and comebacks. I wasn't truly around to witness most of Waters' career, but I've learned that his resilience in the face of adversity was a main factor in him being one of the toughest players ever.
Gee, like, is that necessary?
Players of all time. I had a hard time ranking Barry Hall, but this is where
we know about him.
At the 5th spot.
We know about him.
Fighting and beating opponents doesn't make you tough in itself, but it does contribute to your presence as a tough opponent. It can be said that Barry didn't fear a player on the field, and I'm sure all opposing players took note of the notoriously angry and out-of-pocket Hall. Who could forget?
You know what's crazy? Barry Holt, whatever. That's some dude I ain't messing with on the field. Like, bro, first of all, he knocked bro out. Then the other guy, his teammate, tried to come up towards Barry. He slid and he fell, whatever. Then my boy has the whole team, and he just getting ready to just go like bat crazy. Like, bro, like, relax. Relax. Relax.
Get him knocking out Brent Staker, or
Look
getting
at that.
Scott Thompson in a headlock, or giving away a 150-meter penalty.
That's a crazy
That's
dude.
also why he doesn't rank any higher here. Toughness isn't only defined by your ability to fight and impose, but as I mentioned earlier, it also encompasses your ability to be resilient, and the way that Barry responded to controversy doesn't really embody this fact. Another controversial choice, depending on the way you look at it, I have Joel Selwood at the 4th position on this list. Many older or critical fans of the modern game may point out his ducking and plays made for free kicks, and I do acknowledge that Selwood capitalised on these aspects of the game, but it can go without saying that he put his head over the ball every chance he got, with what seemed like no care for his own health. The image of Joel Selwood with a bandaged head is synonymous with the Geelong Footy Club for me, and it seems like every week he was pulled off the ground for blood rule. But despite all of this, Joel was able to string together a long and illustrious career, using his grit and dedication to winning as a catalyst to win premierships galore.
Hey!
Entering the top 3 with Michael Voss.
Yeah,
Voss's
my
attack
boy.
on the footy
Michael
was
Voss.
second to none, and at times seemed to bounce off tacklers' best attempts to get him on the ground. An example of his tenacity and also pure winning pedigree came into the 2002 grand final. Collingwood player Scott Burns threw everything at Voss, attempting to bump him over. Voss of course continued forward and set up a goal for his team, before letting Burns know that his best was simply not good enough. That's cold. If 3 consecutive premierships doesn't speak for itself, just know that as a midfielder, Voss is as tough as it gets. And the runner-up for the toughest player of all time is Luke Hodge.
Luke Hodge.
Stoically,
We know
a
about
valiant
him.
defender in
We
one
know
of the
about Luke
greatest
Hodge.
dynasties in footy history,
Ooh.
Hodge embodied a true competitor, stopping at nothing to reach his final goal. Along with Alistair Clarkson, he ran a tight ship at Hawthorn, and personally, I remember envying this team and just how good they truly were. As well as his leadership skills, Hodge played an enforcer and floor general role down back, making every forward who he played on have to really work for their goals and to provide impact on the game. And the consensus toughest player in AFL history is Brisbane's Jonathan Brown.
Now, I've always felt like guys who are like swole are probably like the scariest ones, because like when they're like you can just tell by like their build and their like physique stuff like that. You can just tell, okay, like he's one of them crazy emotes. Like he's kind of crazy. Like let's kind of stay away from him. You know what I mean? Like let's try to stay away from him. JB, Hope, Pickett.
A man who
Just
was quoted
crazy.
as saying he doesn't need his face to run, and a man who took one of, if not the, most courageous mark of all time, Jono Brown will go down as a hard-headed footy player who stopped at nothing to help his team win. As a key forward, Brownie's pure attack on the ball was unrivaled and put fear into his opponents. He's had 15 plates and 64 screws inserted into his face, but didn't let these injuries hold him back from greatness. At many points, club doctors feared for his life.
He has
And of
screws in
course,
his
he was no
face.
slouch of a player, kicking 594 goals and winning 3 premierships in 256 games for the Lions. Brownie was never scared in the face of danger and used his bravery to his advantage in an award-filled career. He embodies all the contributing factors that make someone tough. Well, that wraps up my top 10 toughest players in AFL history. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, if you enjoyed, give it a like.
This dude's crazy right here. This dude I'm looking at right here, Pickett, scary. I'm talking about his off the ball heads were freaking nuts. Absolute crazy, man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Woo. That's not good. He's kind of crazy. He is kind of crazy. I will give him that. Yeah, some of these guys though, man, I ain't surprised, like I said, Hodge, Pickett, Jonathan Brown, Michael Voss, stuff like that. We knew about that, but jeez, man. It's really just the hits they be taking and giving. Like, are some of these hits legal? Some of the hits cannot be legal. But you guys let me know you guys thoughts about it in the comments down below. Hope you guys did enjoy. Don't forget to like and sub as well. Stay safe, stay amazing. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.